The topic of my presentation is Right to Education and Caste Atrocities in Higher Educational Institutions. As all human beings need food for their survival, so they need education. Thus said Tathagat Gautam Buddha. Bodhisattva Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar said that without education, our existence is not safe. The Constitution of India recognizes education as a fundamental right. The preamble of Constitution of India is a blueprint for reconstruction of society based on the principles of liberty, equality, fraternity, and justice. And education is a medium to accomplish this vision. Like other problems in India, the problem with the education has to be seen in socio-economic perspective by reason of culture of caste. That is why Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar in his Annihilation of Caste undelivered speech said, "Turn in any direction you like, caste is the monster that crosses your path. You cannot have political reform, you cannot have economic reform unless you kill this monster." Thus, the cause of the problem of education of lower caste people is in the divine pattern of ideal society created by Brahmins called Chaturvarna system, that is caste system, which is graded inequality ingrained in the Vedas. In this system, right to education was denied to the Shudras and women of all Varnas. The Buddha was the social reformer who raised a revolt against this atrocious doctrine of Brahmins. He denounced the caste system and stood for equality. He was the first teacher who opened the door of knowledge to Shudras and women of all Varnas. The social reformers in the 19th and 20th century who fought against the social inequality and for education of lower caste people were Mahatma Jyotiba Phule, Savitribai Phule, Rajarshi Shahu Maharaj, and Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Savitribai Phule, also known as Mother of Indian Feminism, was the first female teacher of India. She was a pioneer of women empowerment, education, and liberation. Mahatma Jyotiba Phule said, "Without education, intellect, morality, mobility, and wealth is lost. The root cause of all these miseries is deprivation of education. Due to denial of education, the Shudras were degraded due to inability to think." Mahatma Jyotiba Phule, through Hunter Commission Statement 1882 and Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar in the Memorandum of Grievances, Schedule Caste, 1942, demanded the British government to make higher education available to lower caste people. And also they asked for complete control of the government over education. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar advocated education in science and technology rather than education in arts and law with the help of government. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar incorporated various articles in the Constitution of India for the implementation of right to education and articles against caste discrimination. Due to time constraint, I will not go into details of these articles. Then in 1991, there came the phase of privatization with LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization, with private educational institutions autonomous, self-finance, and self-govern, with no reservation for the socio-economically backward classes. It was a pay and learn policy without any scope of social opportunity. It was also not in tune with the principle of equality ingrained in the Article 14 of the Constitution of India. In 2005, this issue was taken up to the then Honorable President Abdul Kalam and various members of Parliament by our team of Vandana Sangha, Diksha Bhumi Nagpur. with the help of Reverend Bhante Surai Sasai, the member of Minority Commission, Delhi, and Professor Devidas Godeswar. Also to generate awareness among the masses, various seminars were taken. And our efforts bore fruit. And the 93rd 2005 amendment was enacted in the Article 15. And now it is known as Article 15(5), 93rd Amendment Act 2005 with effect from year 2006, which ensures reservation for socio-economically backward classes in private educational institutions, both aided and non-aided. This was a great achievement in the field of higher education for SCBC in private educational institutions. Now we will move to second part of my paper, Caste Atrocities in Higher Educational Institutions. Caste discrimination is rampant in higher educational institutions like IIM, IITs, medical colleges, aided and non-aided. Caste discrimination continues to haunt the hard-working and laborious students who have overcome the institutional barriers to reach these heights. Harassment and torture by Savarna students resulted in suicides by brilliant students of our society like Rohit Vemula, Dr. Payal Tadvi, and Darshan Solanki of IIT Mumbai. Caste discrimination in higher educational institution was again proved by the Government Committee report of 2007 headed by Dr. Sukhdev Thorat, ex-chairman of UGC. In 2007, on receiving many complaints from AIMS, Delhi, Professor Thorat made a survey in which he found that SCBC students of AIMS face discrimination in various forms like unofficial ragging on the basis of caste, discrimination in internal assessment scoring, then segregation in hostels, also in mess, isolation in sports, cultural events, etc. Their rooms will be locked. From outside, upper class students would write on their doors that they are not eligible for this education, and on top of it, the administration would not be paying attention to this problem. From above data, you will get an idea the mental attitude of upper caste students towards SCBC students. There is no such thing as a fraternity amongst them. Recommendation made by Dr. Sukhdev Thorat in Government Committee report of 2007 set up a joint committee comprising of students, residents and faculty to examine and study the social division that has emerged over a period of time, to set up equal opportunity office to deal with all issues, grievances, gender issues relating to SC, ST and OBC students, separate Atrocity Act for educational institutions, mother of Rohit Vemula and mother of Payal filed Rohit Vemula and Dr. Payal Tadvi Atrocity Act in Supreme Court, and it is under final stage of consideration. In 2001, America introduced citizenship education in their universities. Students are taught to understand problems in society like racial discrimination, gender discrimination, and inequality. Students have to go to black localities to see the life situation of the people residing over there. In 2013, America made a survey of students who have undergone such courses, and they found that the students became aware, conscious, and sensitive to the problems of society. In India, there is great need for citizenship education in schools and colleges to make students sensitive regarding caste discrimination, gender discrimination, and inequality. The attitude of upper caste students towards SCBC students is very adverse. The students are taught in their families the superior-inferior concept. They are taught in that it is their privilege to take education and not of the ACBC students. In citizenship education, upper caste students should be told that because of denial of education to lower caste people in the past, they enjoyed 100% reservation up till now. So hence they should welcome the education of ACBC students open-heartedly. Dear friends, to know more about systematic harassment of our students and ultimately how it resulted in suicide, I would like to present before you a case of Dr. Payal Tadvi. At the outset, I would also like to tell you that I am presenting the case not by reading in the newspaper or watching in the TV or watching the videos of Dr. Payal Tadvi on YouTube, but I have been involved in this case right from the beginning. That is from the day of protest at Nair Hospital in the May 2019 till date. It has been 5 years now. On 22nd May 2019, Dr. Payal Salim Tadvi, a 26-year-old student from Bhil Adivasi community, committed suicide at Topiwala National Medical College, also known as Nair Hospital, Mumbai. After passing MBBS from Miraj Hospital Medical College, government medical it is, Payal wanted to become a gynecologist. Because of hard work, she got admission in the Nair Hospital, Mumbai in 2018, May 2018. She was a brilliant student, very enthusiastic in learning her subject and very cooperative and role model for all of us. She would have become first gynecologist from her community. Her husband is anesthetist, Dr. Salman, and both wanted to open a maternity home in their village near the city of Jalgaon. Payal was sharing with one of the senior resident in the hostel, and the journey of harassment started. That senior resident would wipe her feet on her bed, Payal or harass her on some flimsy matter. On duty, the senior doctors would not allow her to examine pregnant patients or conduct normal deliveries or operate minor surgeries. Instead, she was compelled to stand outside the labor room for hours together. The three seniors would always hurl castious remarks in front of patients and staff of the ward. Payal complained to her mother and husband, who then made unit in charge and head of the department, but they did not pay attention to the problem. When three seniors came to know that Payal made a complaint against them, her torture became severe because of fear of torture and harassment. Her mother and husband withdrew the complaint submitted to the dean office. Then Dr. Payal found all the doors closed for her, and on 22nd May 2019, she committed suicide in her hostel room. Surprisingly, the three accused doctors were already present there, shouting and abusing in her front of her room. When they came to know that something had happened to her life, they broke open the door and with the help of security guard. Other students took her to the emergency room, but the three accused entered the room of Payal and came out after 5 minutes. All evidence had been captured in the CCTV. Forensic department retrieved suicide note from Payal's mobile, and hard copy of it was not available in her room. Investigating officer charged the three senior doctors with destroying the evidence. It is to be noted that Payal wrote the names of these three senior doctors in her suicide note. On 20th May 2019, a protest was organized by parents, husband, Dr. Salman, relatives of Payal, and students of Nair Hospital, various Ambedkarite and Adivasi organization to arrest the accused who were absconding, as the ragging committee report was proved ragging against these three seniors. Police arrested these three seniors dramatically within 24 hours. I came to know from the doctors group of Mumbai, and I also joined the protest, Abedaji protest, and Abedaji, mother of Payal, was crying, weeping, shouting with anger, sometimes fainting with intense grief, seeing the plight of Payal's mother, who lost her beloved daughter, whose bright ray of hope has extinguished. I decided to fight for the justice for Payal along with the grieving family. Dear friends, this is not the first case of atrocity, but I have been working in educational, social and religious field since the beginning of my career. Social career, it has been almost 20 years now. After the arrest, the three accused applied for bail. Our expert lawyer filed the case in Sessions Court with atrocity charges. Court proceedings started in June 2019 in Session Court, then in High Court monthly, every 15 days, weekly, and then daily. Abedaji, an operated case of cancer, had to attend all over from Jalgaon in heavy rains of June, July, August. She would cry in the courtroom while giving the statements. Initially, her relatives used to attend court proceedings, but later on, three of us, Abedaji, Dr. Salman, and I used to attend the court proceedings, facing the sarcastic remarks from the other three accused parties and their lawyers outside the courtroom. Finally, bail application of accused was rejected and High Court order. Because of High Court order, these three seniors were jailed for 72 days. But after their release from the jail, they were allowed to join their duties on certain conditions. Current status of the case: the trial of discharge application of the accused almost over in Sessions Court. Charge framing is in process, probably will be completed by the end of April 2024, and then trial of the case will start. Payal's mother is a courageous lady fighting for justice, not only for her beloved daughter, but for all the students of ACBC, so that no other Payal should be victim of this system. But she gives equal credit to me also. What must we do? It is unfortunate that brilliant students of our society have lost their lives with no fault of theirs. Hence, it is the duty of society to give the family not only financial support, but also moral support and build courage in them so that they should stand and fight for justice. Secondly, there must be a strong team of expert lawyers from our community. We must be aware that entire system in India is against the ACBC, and judiciary is not the exception to it. Thirdly, there is a lot of indifference and tolerance among educated people towards the problem of society. This particular thing I want to tell you. Slide 25, please. For more details of this case, and you can watch a video of Dr. Payal Tadvi suicide on YouTube. Also, webinar organized by IADF, Indian Ambedkarite Doctors Federation, and which was attended by Dr. Sukhdev Thorat, ex-chairman of UGC, and Dr. Kugnatham, president of IADF, Dr. Ajay, ex-student of AIMS, Delhi, myself, then Dr. Salman, husband of Dr. Payal, mother of Payal, and all the other doctors of IADF. Now I will discuss just in 2 minutes the new education policy, because it has been implemented in our colleges and universities in India, and it is going to be implemented in schools also very soon. Main points in this policy are: in government schools, vocational training will be given to the students from 6th to the 12th standard. Also, education will be in regional language. There are other rules which are not applicable to private educational institutions. And private educational institutions will be autonomous, self-governed, and self-financed. Thus, NEP, New Educational Policy, doesn't recognize the individual fundamental right to education, and therefore it doesn't accept the state's responsibility of providing education to all. It denies equal education to all and affordable to all. And main thing, the draft recognizes ancient Indian culture, traditions, values, and education system, which were basically based on Varna system, caste system, and denying right to education to Shudras and women of all Varnas and enslaving them. What must we do? Generate awareness in masses to protest against this policy. Simultaneously, educated well of people of our society should build their own schools and colleges and universities. Summary of my paper presentation. The problem with education in India has to be seen from a socio-economic perspective by reason of culture of caste. Case presentation of Dr. Payal highlight the harassment of our students, and administration turns a blind eye. Hence, there is great responsibility of society also towards this issue. The important recommendation in Government Committee Report of 2007, set up a joint committee, Equal Opportunity Office, separate Atrocity Act for educational institutions, and citizenship education. Then according to National Education Policy 2019, socio-economic backward class students will be deprived of higher education. Thus, we have seen that all the miseries of SC, ST, OBC, and Adivasi communities, that is, miseries of Bahujan Samaj, are because of caste in India. Because of caste, there is no unity, no united struggle. In fact, because of graded inequality, there is hatred amongst the people of various castes. That is why Dr. Ambedkar embraced Buddhism, in which there are no castes, but only liberty, equality, fraternity with Prajnashil Maitri Karuna. Hence, it is the duty of Ambedkarites to awaken and enlighten SC, ST community, OBC and Adivasi communities, so that they walk on the right path along with us. The duty of Buddhist, true Buddhist, is not merely to be good Buddhist, but his duty is to spread Buddhism. He must believe that to spread Buddhism is to serve mankind. That is what Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar said.